Hi there. This video is about how to add gradients in Canva. Right now, I can tell you a few different ways that you can add gradient depending on what exactly you need, like what kind of design you need to create. So let's start with the simplest method, which is just by adding a shape that you need. It could be a square, rectangle, circle, whatever. And when you add a shape, it will give you just a default color. But you can click on it and then you go to document colors over here and you add a new color. And when you add a new color here, you see the gradient option. Here you can choose two things: the colors that you want in your gradient, so this takes it by default, but I can change it to anything. You can add some more colors here, so that, for example. And you can also choose your gradient style, like the direction, angle of the gradient. Now Canva does not let you choose a very custom gradient, like you can do in Illustrator or Photoshop, but you can choose any of the linear ones here, like this is vertical, horizontal, little diagonal, linear, and again a little bit diagonal. So you can choose from any of these three styles, and you can keep on adding colors here and customize it the way you want. So that's the first and the most custom way of adding gradients. The second way is to add a gradient through an element. So we just go to elements over here and we search for gradients. It's already in my history because I searched for it before. And then we go to graphics. And here you have a lot of gradients to choose from. So for example, if you add that in here, you can again select the colors and make your custom gradient. You can choose a shape gradient, for example, here. You can select the colors here and choose what you want. Not all the shapes here are custom, like you cannot change the color. Like this one you can, but like this one, for example, is a photo. So you can't really change the color of this one, but most of the Canva elements you will be able to change the color. So this one, if it says edit photo, then you can't change the colors of that. So that's how you can choose a graphic, like a pre-existing element, to add gradient to your design in Canva. The other one you can do, of course, is by adding a background gradient. So you go to big background over here, and then you don't type anything over here. You just let it be. And then you see, you go down to gradients over here. And if you do see all, you will find gradients here. You can still change the color of some of them, but you can't customize it completely because this is a combination of a few different gradients here. So and if you take something like this, for example, will not let you edit anything. This is just a photo. But you can select like some colors here to make a custom gradient as a background. And if you want to make it smaller, think this will work. You detach the image, but then it becomes something like this, and then you can scale it if you want to use it. But then you can use an element as well. So that was the third way of adding gradients. The first one was by custom gradient. Second is by choosing an element with a gradient. And the third one is by adding a background as a gradient. Now, there are some other smart ways of adding gradients in Canva. So you can go to the app section. Canva has a lot of amazing apps. I just simply love them. And you can choose any of these apps. So for example, I can choose a gradient generator. And then I do open. And you can customize your gradient here itself. Now, you will not be able to make it less than 5 colors in this case, because in the custom gradient option, when you just select a color, then you can keep adding as many colors you want, but this gradient will look like this. It will always have this sort of linear oval thing with this color in the middle, but you will not be able to reduce the number of colors or increase the number of colors. You can simply change the colors. And you can lock your palette, so you cannot make any changes to it at all. So if you try to click on any of this, then you will not be able to do that. But now if you choose to just change the colors, you just take something else. This one we change to a red and we make all our changes. What you can add also here is a noise level. So, you know, you can make it a little bit more like that. You see the noise that's being added to the gradient. In case you don't want it completely smooth and flat in the background, you want a little bit of texture. That's how you use it. If you do randomize, it basically, you know, moves the colors around here in no specific order. And then you do add to design. And then it comes here just as an element. And you can still, I think you can still change it. We're going to quickly take a look here. And then you have to add it again. So once you've added it, you cannot make the change by just clicking on it. You have to make a new one here and then add it in here. So that's number one app. The other app we saw was this mesh gradient. So the cool thing about this one is that it has a little bit of a 3D effect. So, you know, it makes it look a little bit, you know, spooky and coming out of the canvas. And you can change colors here. Make it a yellow to show the difference. And you can change let's change the blue to a pink. And the background color, for example, you see how dark it is because of the black. And now if you make it white, it looks completely different. And then once we are done editing here, this one only has two colors, as you see, and also the mesh is exactly in this format. You cannot change any angle, you cannot change any intensity, you can only change the colors. And then you can add to design. The last one that I want to show you, which is kind of cool actually, because it's very nice to use in some text, is gradient in type. So let it open up. And if this is your text, this is your gradient, this is how it looks. You can choose your font. For example, let's take a thick font, then you will be able to see the difference. Okay, then okay. Why is this not? Okay. Yeah. Okay, now it's selected here. You can change your colors here. There you see how it looks like. And then you have it here. And be mindful that the colors go from the top of the text to the bottom of the text, right? So it is not that the color goes through each line. So it's not like in this case, if it's yellow, blue, and red and purple, then it's not like it goes from yellow to purple here, yellow to purple here, yellow to purple here. No, it goes across. And if I want to not change where the yellow starts, like I don't want it to start here, I want it to start only a little bit at the top, and I want less of the red and more of the purple, then I can do something like this. And the good thing about this is that you can add as many colors as you want in this one. The line height basically adjusts this, but you know the line height. That's pretty simple. So I'm going to go back to what it was. And then you just do add to design. And there you have it. That's how you can add text, a gradient within text in Canva. So we covered 5 things: how to add gradient with custom colors, with document colors, how to add gradients with elements, graphics, how to add elements with the background, and how to add gradients, background gradient with apps, and also how to add gradient in text in Canva. Hope this helps you. Bye.